it does make me wonder. Microsoft are in a better position to take advantage of AI stuff than I guess Sony would be. Technically, is this we talked about a USP? What is a USP for a new piece of hardware if they're insisting on continuing to make Xbox consoles and they need something that isn't the game? So what is it? Is this AI type of thing possibly something to do with
AI
it?
is definitely going to be the centerpiece of the next gen. But we would be stupid to think that only Microsoft are looking into this. Sony are absolutely looking into this as well. And Nvidia are also looking on the PC side. The only one I'm a little bit worried for is Switch, but they may be okay because they dominate a completely different lane, so they may just succeed on that basis alone and the price tag. I think AI is definitely going to go in the way of AI. My only concern is that I hope this isn't just one of those stupid limitations where it's like, oh, we're using AI to make for games. And it's like, well, yeah, because it speeds up the creation process. I don't want them to say AI is in games because now they made NPCs AI. Like, I want it to do more than just, oh, the NPC can figure out a walking pattern on its own without us having to program 6 million of them in GTA 6, for example. You know what I mean? There's got to be more than that. There's got to be interaction, like that NVIDIA demo we saw a while back. If I walk up to someone and if I use a microphone or I click an on-screen prompt, I want the answer to be unique. I want them to look in my inventory and go, oh, you're carrying that thing that, everyone's looking for.
Our latest collaboration is with Convey, a developer platform that enables easy integration of Gen AI-powered game characters. Convey's platform features a set of tools and APIs to create character personas and enable dynamic conversations leveraging the new NVIDIA Audio2Face and Riva microservices. The cool thing is, the conversation's different every time.
Quirky is one word for it, Jin. I think we're just too real to be anything but flesh and blood. You're not wrong, Jin. Sometimes I wonder if we're all just part of some elaborate cybernetic dream. If we were AIs, I'd be the one cracking jokes about the singularity over a bowl of ramen. Kai, long time no see. You've been hiding in the shadows, or have you just been trying to avoid me?
Hey Nova, it's good to see you. I haven't been trying to avoid you, just been super busy. How are things?
Things are fantastic. Just secured a juicy contract with Zenith and Sons.
Hey Jin, you hear that? Nova just landed a big contract. Let's break out the good stuff.
You got it, Kai. Nova's success calls for the top shelf celebration.
I'll give you some money for it. Or just looking at my appearance based on some of the cosmetics I've chosen when I created my character, for example. Am I threatening? Am I, do I look someone who could be robbed? I'm thinking off the top of my head, like, it's really got to be more than just, they have their own walking patterns and that's it, gaming solved,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting, a quote from this article is, it says, today countless classic games are tied to aging hardware and are no longer playable by most people. Thanks to this breakthrough, they're exploring the potential of Muse to take the even older back catalogue from games studios and seeing if there's a way to revive them. So that's certainly an interesting element. We've obviously had this generation, I would say, it's been one of the best generations for classic PC games to find their new life on console, and that could open that up even further potentially, which is I'm all for. Still waiting for my Big Red Racing remake or remaster.
I might make it at this
maybe
rate.
that will happen.
AI, the whole thing.
So Copilot Labs is going to be coming soon for developers. I think some have already got their hands on it. We'll see what happens in relation to that, but yeah, I'd imagine we'll probably see more of that 2026 and beyond. Whether that will have a big play into this
I think
new Xbox, I'm not sure.
I think where Microsoft may have the upper hand though is they own Copilot. They'll factor the tools into DirectX as well, so developing for Xbox and PC will be a lot more seamless than it will be to probably learn a new tool set with Sony, because we don't know what they're doing. They're already using proprietary upscaling with PSSR, whereas everyone else is using DLSS on the NVIDIA side or FSR on the AMD side. Sony have decided to do their own thing. Now, it's likely that Microsoft are going to be using AMD again, so they'll probably stick with go with FSR, I think 4 now, which is a lot better than what I think's there now. I think it's 2.2. It'll be interesting because we got to a point where gaming development converged with, you know, the x86 architecture when the Xbox One and the PS4 came out. That was a whole big thing. Games were too hard at one point. And it's like, well, that's great for developers, but we haven't really seen much of a benefit because games are taking longer than ever. And that's based on familiar architecture, familiar tool sets, like PC environments. So that hasn't really benefited in many ways, apart from having to make 2 identical SKUs of the same game on different requirements. You know, is this going to branch out a little bit more? We're saying we want the next set of consoles to be a bit more different. You know, give me a reason to buy an Xbox and a PS6, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm hoping for, at least.
I mean, a Switch
That's
is an
what I'm
obvious
hoping
one. And then at the moment, it looks like a PS6 for me. But again, I'm going to give Microsoft the benefit of the doubt. It's like an old girlfriend. You hope she gets better. But you never know, you know? She might
Well,
not.
let's see what they can potentially do. I think AI is certainly a big part of that. They can't just rely on, you know, their game streaming, cloud saving
They can't.
benefits as being, you know, something to buy a machine with, because
It's not. You can't just...
obviously you can do it.
They're clearly...
with just subscription only, you know.
Yeah, they're clearly preying on the convenience factor. And that's fine. Do that concurrently, right? But for God's sake, if you want to put Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation, at least add VR support. Like, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. You know, do something, you know, don't just... missed opportunities here.
Well, I'm hoping for the next batch of single player. I don't know if we'll see it, because we've already got a whole bunch of stuff in the pipe, obviously from Bethesda on Elder Scrolls 6, so that's not going to be it. You know, where are these new single player RPGs that might take advantage of these AI NPC LLMs that you can interact with? I know we've had this conversation before, but I would just love to be able to learn about the game on my terms and not read this another document that I pick up, another book. We'll go on to Avowed, but you know, another bloody book. Another book to read, and it's just like only so much of that I'll save that. But what a nicer way if I can learn about stuff happening. And of course, they'll have to put cutscenes in and missions and stuff. But what if I want to find about this lore on my own terms? You know, depending on how much I want to learn about it or little of it, I can ask a tradesperson. You know, stuff that's more pertained to them. It'd be nice if I could ask a tradesperson, have you seen this shifty looking guy walk around here recently, if you're tracking down a target or something? Little things like that could be... That's a big... That, for me, that is a jump or a leap in gaming that we've just not really seen for... It feels like ages since we've had a real leap of something. And Nintendo's tends to be the one that makes it a bit more interesting. Let's see Xbox make it be a bit more interesting, you know, or something. But if they're going to multi-plat the whole thing, none of them will be anyway. So they've got to put some exclusives back in if they want to give us these, new experiences.
Who knows?